New information tonight about a shooting and robbery that happened in Wagner County. State agents are looking for a gunman who left an elderly veteran for dead, but 73-year-old Kenneth Payne survived. He was shot this morning at the Fort Gibson Wildlife Management Area shooting range just outside of Wagner. Fox 23's Abbie Alford went to the scene and talked to the man. Payne called for help.
The Wagner County Sheriff says behind this yellow crime scene tape right here and down that trail is where the Air Force veteran was shot multiple times and left for dead. As Kenneth Payne's cousin Marshall Wilson searches his call log, he finds the call the Air Force veteran made at 8:19 this morning.
That's it right there, one of the calls. He said he'd been hurt, and I had trouble understanding him, so I told him I'm on my way. He called me twice.
Marshall says his 73-year-old cousin was weak. He thought he had a heart attack. Kenneth's wife, just home from the hospital, says he spent every morning out here.
He always told me if he wasn't back home by 9 o'clock to come to the firing range out in Toppers.
But when Marshall got to the shooting range,
It's a cruel world.
This is probably one of the worst things that I've seen.
You can see the trail from Kenneth's car that looked like this. Investigators believe he was leaving the range.
I couldn't figure out when they do it to someone that old. All they had to do was shove him over and take it because he wasn't, he was pretty weak.
Instead, they shot him multiple times and took off with 4 guns and his buggy he used to carry his weapons.
It's a crazy world we're living in.
Marshall remembers a conversation he had with Kenneth about a week ago.
2 guys that came out there and sat down and watched him, They didn't have no firearms, and he was kind of suspicious of them. But he didn't know him, so he loaded up and left.
The sheriff won't say what the shooters may have said or what they look like.
I'm telling you, it's ruthless to shoot an elderly veteran and leave him laying for dead over some weapons is just senseless. Ourselves and OSBI are going to spare nothing to catch these guys.
The sheriff says it's duck season right now and believes that there were many hunters out here this morning that may have heard shots but had no idea it was a 73-year-old man left for dead. They might not be learning about it until now. If you have any information, please do not hesitate to call the Wagner County Sheriff's Office. Reporting in Wagner County, I'm Abbie Alford, Fox 23 News.
Now, the victim's family says Kenneth is in stable condition. The sheriff says neighbors who live behind the tree line at the range heard gunshots this morning. They say it was uncommon that early, and it didn't sound like a hunter's gun going off. If you do have any information about any vehicles that you might have seen at the shooting range, call OSBI. That number is 1-800-522-8017.